welcome back to Hayls World, and I am super pumped to show you this, the DJI OM5 Gimbal, because it is packed with some seriously nifty features like active track, gestures, spin shots, time lapses, and a bunch of other cool things. So let's get into it. Right off the bat, here is a look at what you can expect when unboxing the DJI OM5 Gimbal. The box is actually quite a bit smaller than previous models, but it is still packed with a bunch of pretty cool accessories. First up, you get this super nifty drawstring bag where you can pop your gimbal and accessories in. Then you get this magnetic phone clamp, which of course attaches to your phone. For charging, you get a USB to USB-C cable. Then you also get this really compact grip tripod that opens up just like that. You also get an extra riser pad in case your phone is really thin, a nice lanyard to attach to your gimbal, the quick start guide as well as warranty info. Then finally, the super slick OM5 gimbal itself, which folds up pretty small, and all of that packaged in this little box, so there's quite a lot to expect and you do get some cool accessories. So the biggest new update to the OM5 gimbal is this, the built-in extension rod. And because of this rod, you can take much better group pictures with your friends and family, basically include more people in the shot, because it's pretty much like a selfie stick. Plus, it opens up the option to capture more pictures and videos from more interesting angles because all the same gimbal modes still work even when the rod is extended. And as mentioned, you do get the magnetic phone clamp in the box, which is so simple to attach your phone. You just pull it apart like that, it opens up, and luckily you can attach it to just about any size phone. So whether you have a chunky Samsung or iPhone Pro Max, even iPhone Mini, it really does not matter because the clamp will attach to anything. And once it is attached to your phone, it just snaps on like that. So that makes taking your phone off super easy and just connecting it straight back on without any hassle. Pretty nifty. Now, before you start using the gimbal, you're definitely going to want to download the DJI Mimo app. Luckily, it is available on both the App Store and Play Store, so whether you have an Android or iPhone device, you can use this gimbal. Just make sure you download the app. So once you've connected your phone and the app to the gimbal, now you can have a bunch of fun with all these buttons. This is probably the one button you're going to use the most because if you tap it once, it switches between the back and front camera. But then if you go ahead and click it twice, it changes between portrait mode to landscape, and if you double click again, it goes back. On the left hand side is this little slider, and if you slide it up, it zooms in, and if you slide it down, it zooms out. You also have this little record button, and if you tap on that, it'll start recording your video. Or if you're in picture mode and tap the record button, it'll snap a pic. Finally, if you click and hold it down, it'll actually take burst pictures, which is pretty nifty. On the left-hand side again, you have this M button, which is the mode button, and if you tap on that, it'll switch between video or photo mode. If you double tap it, it'll actually put the gimbal into standby mode, and you can press any button to get it out of standby mode. Then there is the trigger on the back, which if you click once, will actually start tracking an object or face. So regardless of how you move the gimbal around, it'll always stay focused on that face or object. If you double click the trigger button twice, it'll recenter the gimbal. And then here are some interesting modes. First up is follow mode, which is the most standard one, but if you click and hold down on the trigger button, it'll lock the phone in place no matter how much you move. Then if you click once, then click and hold, it activates sports mode, which makes the gimbal super responsive just like this, which is pretty perfect for any sports activity. So as you can see, there are a bunch of different functions and features right at your fingertips. Now, Shot Guides is a really cool brand new feature that shows you exactly what to do to get the perfect videos and capture some pretty slick memories. And what you do once you have your gimbal set up and ready to go is tap on this little icon right over there. Once in here, you'll see a couple different collections to choose from, like lifestyle or city, for example. And once in there, you can choose different scenarios, like a town tour. So then, if you scroll down, it shows you all these different shot types it recommends, like this walking one, for example, where you can click apply and it'll show you exactly what to do with your gimbal to capture that shot. Finally, once you have followed all the shot guides and captured your own videos, you'll have the perfect little video of all your memories that looks super professional. And by the way, if you're enjoying this video, then hit that sub button because we're on the road to 1 million, and it would be great if you could
do it. Do it.
Onto a shooting feature I really enjoy, and that is gestures. If you click on that little icon and toggle on shooting gestures, you can choose between two modes, but if you select the follow and shoot mode, as soon as you show your palm to the camera, Vabam, it automatically starts tracking your face and shooting your video. To stop, just show your palm again. And you can also track objects with the OM5 gimbal. It works super great and is super easy to activate. You literally just draw a block on the screen and it'll start tracking the object straight away. Another really cool thing is, as soon as you switch it to selfie mode, it'll start tracking me straight away. Really cool. Here's what it looks like when it's tracking you, and as you can see, it is pretty accurate. Sometimes if your movements are fast, it does take a little while to catch up, but for the most part, it's pretty amazing, and as mentioned, you can do this on objects or even animals. Then if you click on this little icon towards the top left-hand side, this is a kind of beauty mode, where you can choose to either thin out your face, smooth your skin, or even brighten it up. There's quite a couple of different options to choose from, so whether this is something you'd use or not, it is pretty cool that the function is available, and here you can see the before and after. Now we've got to talk about all the different modes, and first up is the Clone Me Pano. If you swipe through the modes and select Pano, right at the top you'll see this little icon, and if you tap on that, you'll see this really brightly colored one, which is called the Clone Me Pano. Once you've set up your gimbal and got everything in place, you can go ahead, click the shutter button, and now what you do is make sure that you're in the frame with every single shot as the gimbal moves around the room. You can do this with a bunch of friends, which works out pretty funny, or just yourself like this, and get creative when doing this pano, because finally, when all three pictures are taken, it'll stitch them together perfectly for the most hilarious pano you'll probably ever take. So next time you're with a bunch of friends or in an amazing place, don't forget the Clone Me Pano. Then time-lapse is definitely another favorite of mine, and once you're in the time-lapse mode, if you click on this down arrow, you can actually choose between the seconds and duration of your time-lapse, as well as if you want to keyframe your shot. So if you wanted to capture something like a sunset or a lot of movement, you'd position the gimbal, then click that little blue plus box, and continue doing this until you are happy with the various keyframes you're going to capture. Finally, once you hit the record button, the gimbal does all the work and you can just sit back and relax. Then for another cool mode, if you click on those three little dots in the top left-hand corner and select the middle gimbal icon, right over there you'll see follow mode. And if you select spin shot for your follow mode, what happens now is when you use the joystick to go left or right, instead of doing that, it actually spins your entire phone, so you can capture such a cool video just like this. Then here are some quick tips that give you extra options when using the gimbal and DJI Mimo app. First up is resolutions, so if you click on this little icon, you can choose between 3 different resolutions they have, or even choose to change your frame rate. Then if you want a bit more control over the camera settings, if you click on that little icon and switch to manual, you can decide on the shutter speed as well as ISO, so you don't have to use the normal auto setting. And then, believe it or not, if you click on this little home icon, there's actually a built-in editor on the DJI Mimo app. You can choose between the AI editor or this one, which has a bunch of different pre-edited styles that you can choose from, where you literally just go ahead, click on that pro icon and select all your different footage. Once you've done that, it'll compile the video and you're good to go. At the end of the day, this OM5 gimbal is packed with so many different features and really is an amazing accessory to have. So that is it for the DJI OM5 gimbal. Let me know what you think of it down below in the comment section. But if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe, or you can check out some of my other videos right over here. But thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Toodles!